He'll I never compete with Blaine now. My eyelids felt like lead, my body a leaden weight. But the words pierced through the haze of medication. I was in a hospital bed. The sterile scent a familiar companion these past few days, yet my mind struggled to piece together why. Then, the voices came clearer. It's for his own good, isn't it? He can't keep trying to undermine Blaine, not with all Blaine's been through. That was Maya, my childhood friend, the one whose hand I'd always imagined holding. Besides, Chloe, the other friend I'd considered a sister, chimed in, a chill in her tone. If Ethan's incapacitated, there's no question who inherits the sterling legacy. The words hit me like physical blows, each one fracturing a piece of my trust, my past, my very identity. It had started 3 years ago, with the arrival of Blaine. He'd shown up on our doorstep, a tarnished silver locket clutched in his hand, an heirloom identical to the one my twin brother had worn when he'd disappeared at 3 years old. My parents, desperate for their lost son, had wept, embracing him without a second thought. I'd seen the flicker of unease, the small inconsistencies in Blaine's story, and suggested a simple DNA test. My father, Leo, had slapped me then, the sting still fresh in my memory, ordering me to kneel in the living room for a day and a night, accusing me of jealousy and disrespect. Slowly, insidiously, Blaine had woven himself into the fabric of our lives. My parents, who had always doted on me, now saw only Blaine's perceived suffering and celebrated his every minor achievement. My friends, Maya and Chloe, once inseparable, began to drift, their attention completely consumed by Blaine's charm and fabricated vulnerability. They spoke of his hardships, his genius, how I was selfish for not understanding. The recent family gathering at our remote lakeside cabin, meant to mark a significant anniversary for the Sterling Corporation, had ended in a disaster. A fire, they said. An accident. I remembered the thick smoke, the sudden explosion, my frantic efforts to get out, the agonizing pain as a beam collapsed, pinning me. Then, nothing but the dark. Now, here I was, hearing their callous pronouncements. He copied Blaine's breakthrough research, Chloe stated, her voice devoid of the warmth I remembered. He deserves whatever he gets. Maya sounded less certain, but equally resigned. But to let them, to agree to this? Isn't it too much? Chloe scoffed. He enjoyed the sterling life for 20+ years. Blaine suffered for just as long. Ethan still wasn't satisfied, had to steal Blaine's work. Now well, we'll compensate him later. It's the least he can do to atone. Tears blurred my vision, hot and bitter. I was Leo Sterling's son, their friend, and they were talking about my destruction as if I were a piece of furniture to be rearranged. My chest ached with an unimaginable pain, far beyond the physical. A doctor, his face grave, entered the room. Miss Maya, Mr. Sterling's leg injuries are severe, but not beyond repair. With another surgery, we can reconnect the ligaments and foot bones. Intensive rehabilitation offers a strong chance of walking again. Amputation isn't medically indicated. Maya's eyes narrowed. She fumbled with her phone, increasing its volume as if to drown out the doctor, then cut him off with a dismissive wave. We are Ethan's friends. We know what's best for him. Just do what we told you. What's all this nonsense about another surgery? The doctor sighed, a heavy, defeated sound, and left. Chloe then rounded on me, even in my unconscious state. She slapped my cheek, a sharp crack that echoed in the quiet room. Only if Ethan is permanently disabled can Blaine truly become the sole heir. This is his own doing. Losing his legs is a small price to pay to apologize to Blaine. Maya nodded, hardening her resolve. Exactly. After all these years we've been good to him. Who knew Ethan would be such a despicable person? My heart sank further into a bottomless chasm. I had loved Maya. I'd planned to confess my feelings after the anniversary celebration. Now, the bitter truth clawed at me. 2 decades of loyalty, friendship, and affection had been rewarded with brutal betrayal. They had conspired against me, all based on Blaine's fabricated lies, without question or doubt. The agony was all-consuming, a serrated blade tearing through my very soul. My parents, alerted to my injuries, flew back immediately. Before my second, life-altering surgery, my mother, Clara, held my hand, tears streaming down her face. Ethan, darling, don't worry. I've made all the arrangements. It won't hurt. Even if you lose your legs, you'll still be my son. I'll always love you." I gazed at her gentle face, but felt no comfort. Just moments before, despite my silent resistance, she had firmly injected a powerful sedative into my arm. "You must be strong. Blaine is your brother. He won't treat you badly." Chloe and Maya, tears welling, clutched my other hand, performing a sickening charade of support. "Ethan, don't worry. Maya, and I won't let those who hurt you get away with it." Maya then leaned in and kissed my cheek, her face flushed with a feigned shyness. "We'll always be by your side, Ethan. Even if you never walk again, we won't abandon you." I watched my 4 closest family members, my very world, act out this grotesque play, a silent, deadly calm settling within me. Surgeons, instruments glinting under the harsh lights, began their work. My body was already numb from the anesthetic. Later, much later, the searing, heart-wrenching pain finally brought me back to consciousness. I opened my eyes, blurry at first, then focused on the empty space where my legs once were. My mind was blank. Then a wave of uncontrolled emotion washed over me, and I sobbed. I stared at my parents and my 2 friends, my voice hoarse, barely a whisper. "I didn't steal Blaine's research data. Why won't you believe me?" Seeing my trembling, distraught state, Maya rushed forward, embracing my shaking body. "It's all in the past, Ethan. We don't blame you. Your health is what matters most now. We just want you to get well." Chloe clasped my hand, her eyes filled with feigned pity. "Luckily, Ethan is strong. The most important thing now is to rest and recover. Even without your lower legs, you can have prosthetics. We'll always be by your side." As Chloe finished, her eyes reddened slightly. My parents, standing nearby, also wiped away tears. "Ethan, just focus on your recovery. Your father and Blaine are handling the company. Don't worry about a thing." I clutched the blanket, the pain in my chest almost unbearable. They simply refused to believe me. Despair washed over me, and I lowered my head in silence. Days later, pushing my wheelchair after a brief sunbath, I was returning to my room when I overheard voices from inside. Voices filled with excited chatter. "Ethan is our son. How could you let Blaine marry Maya?" That was my mother, her voice laced with a strange conflict. "He likes Maya after all. He'll be heartbroken." My father, Leo, responded with a weary sigh. Maya's voice, brimming with triumph, then cut in. "Matters of the heart are between 2 people, and Blaine and I genuinely love each other. While Chloe and I grew up with Ethan, Blaine is truly the most talented and principled. I don't want to be friends with a plagiarist." She deliberately emphasized the word plagiarist, referring to the fabricated research theft. Leo slammed his fist on a table. "Ethan is useless, always has been, always a worry. Now he's even plagiarized Blaine's research data. He needs a lesson. I don't think we need to spend much on prosthetics. Let him lie in bed forever, then he won't bother us." Chloe clapped, fawning over my father. "Don't worry, Uncle Leo. I've already told all our online followers about Ethan copying Blaine's research. His advisor will also announce it to the whole university. If we let him off easy, it's just enabling bad behavior." "Good point," Leo agreed. "Then let's postpone his hand surgery tomorrow. Let him feel some pain, so he remembers." I looked down at my bandaged fingers, blood seeping faintly through the gauze. Tears streamed down my face, a heavy stone crushing my heart, making it hard to breathe. On the day of my discharge, Blaine and my 2 friends took me directly to the university's commendation ceremony. The moment I appeared, every student turned to stare. My advisor, after presenting awards to other students, looked at me with a gaze full of disappointment and contempt. "Research is a person's lifeblood. Stealing another's hard work is shameful. We invite student Ethan Sterling to the stage." Blaine pushed my wheelchair forward. Pale and trembling, I listened as my advisor publicly denounced me to the entire faculty and student body. "Student Ethan, today I give you an opportunity. Tell us about your mindset when you stole fellow student Blaine's research. Now that you're mocked by professionals, online users, and even your classmates, do you regret it?" Then, a student from below, Blaine's roommate, shouted angrily, "Don't you all know? Blaine is Ethan's twin brother, lost for 20 years. Ethan is shameless, stealing his own brother's research just to compete for family assets. He's grown up, Yet he uses such dirty tricks against his brother. How utterly shameful. After he spoke, a stunned silence fell, followed by a torrent of criticism and insults directed at me. Sitting in my wheelchair, I helplessly endured the public humiliation, my eyes red, my lips trembling as I finally spoke. I didn't. My advisor, chest heaving with rage, cut me off. Stealing others' achievements, unrepentant, still denying it? A student like this is a stain on our university. Everyone must learn from this, never to become an academic thief. As my advisor finished, Blaine stepped forward, his eyes red-rimmed, addressing everyone. My brother has paid a heavy price for this. Even if he was momentarily confused and stole my research, he is still my brother. We were separated for over 20 years and only recently reunited. I don't want him to hate me because of this. Then, he knelt before me. Brother, if you want my research, I'll gladly give it to you, as long as you acknowledge me as your brother. Please don't resent our parents, or Maya and Chloe. My sudden appearance simply meant sharing the love that was exclusively yours for 2 decades. I didn't want this, but I missed everyone so much. Before I found our family, I was cold and hungry, sleeping in wretched conditions, crawling with insects. This locket, I give it to you today, as a plea for you not to do anything foolish, okay? Blaine sobbed, his head slightly bowed, looking like an unjustly accused child. Maya and Chloe rushed onto the stage, dramatically helping Blaine to his feet, then glared at me. I trembled with rage, the metallic taste of blood in my mouth. A guttural growl escaped my lips in desperation. That research data was mine. Maya turned, slapped me hard across the face. Ethan, you've gone too far. We just want an honest, responsible Ethan, not one who only knows how to lie. You've truly disappointed us. Chloe joined in, her eyes filled with despair. That's right, Ethan. It's come to this, and you're still denying it. Everyone has seen the truth. You're only making us more disappointed. Why are you so stubborn? The advisor said if you persist, he'll release the surveillance video from that time. I don't want everyone to mock you. Once that video is out, your life is over. Blaine sobbed louder, his voice rising, feigning concern for me. It seems student Ethan is still stubborn. As your advisor, I truly regret teaching a student like you. Blaine, show everyone the video. From today onward, this behavior will also be publicized online. You're on your own. Blaine slowly stood up, took out his phone, and connected the video to the large screen on stage. When I saw the video, I was utterly stunned. The person in it wore my casual clothes, but with a baseball cap and a mask, their face obscured. They snuck into the research lab alone while everyone was at lunch and stole Blaine's data. But at that exact time, I had clearly been behind the campus cafeteria, feeding the stray cats. No one could vouch for me. My eyes widened in panic. I wanted to explain, but my still broken fingers couldn't support me. That's not me. I cried. If it's not you, then who is it? Chloe and I grew up with you. Don't you think we recognize the jade bracelet on that person's wrist? The jade bracelet in the surveillance video was identical to mine. I stared desperately at the screen. A profound sense of helplessness brought fresh tears. Everyone's criticism, their disappointed gazes, pressed down on me, suffocating me, like a bottomless abyss swallowing all my hope. Just as I felt I was about to suffocate, about to die, Blaine quickly pushed my wheelchair off the stage. My mother rushed forward, seeing my vacant eyes, my body like a shattered, soulless doll. She painfully caressed my face. My poor son, I'm sorry, we shouldn't have pushed you so hard. Making you admit your mistakes was our fault. Even if you made a mistake, it was my failure as a parent. No matter what, you are my son, and your brother won't blame you for taking his work. We are all family. Hearing these words, I passed out. When I woke up, my phone was gone. My mother brought a bowl of plain porridge, intending to feed me. I turned my head away, silently refusing. I have your phone, dear. Your hand hasn't been operated on. You can't use it. I'll give it back when you're better. I silently, mechanically, ate the porridge. After my mother left, Chloe and Maya came to visit. They gleefully showed me a live stream on a phone. Blaine's research presentation today. From today on, he'll be a hero conquering incurable diseases, bringing welfare to countless suffering people. He's even filed for a patent. This time, no one can steal Blaine's research again. He's so amazing. Remember that time Chloe and I were drugged at the nightclub and passed out? Luckily, he showed up in time. Otherwise, I can't imagine what would have happened. Ethan apologized to Blaine. This will all blow over. I scoffed inwardly, my eyes burning, not saying a word. Seeing the admiration in Chloe and Maya's eyes, my mind raced. They're such good actors. Apologize to him? I can't. I have no shame. I was the one who saved them that night. As they chattered, my old, hidden phone beneath my pillow vibrated wildly. Chloe snatched it quickly, incredulous, looking at the incoming call from Zoe on the screen. Ethan, who's Zoe? Where are you going? I feigned confusion, holding the phone out to her. Where could I go in this state? Zoe is just a character I created on an app, just a friend. He calls and sends me voice messages every day, invited me to go camping at the beach whenever I'm free. I opened the app. On the screen was a blonde, blue-eyed avatar. Chloe and Maya glanced at it, their faces easing with relief. My heart tightened around the phone, my lips pressed shut. The night before, I had used this old phone to call Zoe. He was delighted I could finally join his experimental team. He had invited me countless times before, but with my advisor and friends always around, I had refused again and again. Just then, my mother returned. Seeing the unexpected phone in my hand, her face changed, a shadow falling over it. Ethan, what are you doing? You always defy me. Everything I do is for your own good. Zoe wants to invite you camping at the beach. Let's all go as a family. When she saw the avatar on my phone, she visibly relaxed, then looked at me with a pained, half-believing gaze. She nodded gently. If you want to go, we'll go with you. It was there, at that very beach, that Blaine's journey to becoming family had begun. A week later, we arrived. Everything was just as it had been. We barbecued, fished, and built sandcastles together. At night, we lit a bonfire and watched the sunrise. Remembering the beautiful past, my heart felt heavy and suffocated. Blaine approached, a plate of grilled meat and a can of beer in hand, stopping a meter away. Brother, since I returned, we haven't really had a proper conversation. We've been apart for over 20 years. Come on, a toast. He held the beer can out. Seeing my injured fingers and amputated legs, he feigned an apologetic look. Oh, I'm so sorry, brother. I forgot your legs are, and your hands can't move. Just then, Chloe and Maya, in bikinis, approached with beers. Hearing Blaine, they snickered contemptuously. Blaine, it's not your fault. We don't blame you. I'm sure Ethan doesn't either. I watched them coldly, then glanced at my parents, who were watching from a distance. No one reacted. They were solely focused on comforting Blaine. Blaine then stepped closer, gripping the beer can tightly as he offered it to me, keeping a firm hold so I couldn't take it. See? In this family, I'm the one they love most. You're just useless. What else can you possibly compete for? He then poured the entire can of beer over my amputated legs. Oh, brother, sorry. My hand slipped. My mother and everyone else rushed over, seeing the crushed beer can in my hand and my beer-soaked legs. She frowned, displeased. Let Blaine take you to change your clothes. As Blaine wheeled me away, my heart ached with unbearable pain. My dearest family, my closest friends, had finally, completely, abandoned me. Blaine pushed me into the room, then violently shoved the wheelchair, sending me sprawling to the ground. Immediately, he slapped himself hard, then grabbed a fruit knife nearby, making 2 shallow cuts on his arm before dropping the knife next to my hand. Ethan, you were always the golden boy, always better than me. Better family, better student. We even had the same advisor, but why did you always have to be better? I hated how he always compared me to you. I hated it. I trembled with rage, hating my own broken body. Blaine, I'm not competing with you for anything. You're insane. Huh. Today, I'll make you feel what it's like to be hated by everyone. He finished, and then came the sound of a crash and Blaine's agonizing cries, startling those outside at the barbecue. They rushed in, my mother's eyes widening in disbelief as she looked at me. Maya stormed forward, grabbing my collar and slapping me several times. Ethan, you've gone too far. He's your brother. How could you hurt him? My mother's face was filled with anger and disappointment. Ethan, I always thought you were just a bit mischievous, a little stubborn, but I never imagined you could be so cruel. My father helped Blaine up, telling Chloe to call for an ambulance. Their disappointed eyes pierced my heart. I laughed, tears streaming down my face, watching them take Blaine away, leaving me alone. The wounds on my hand, from when Blaine shoved me to the ground, had reopened. As my mother and the others left, they didn't even bother to close the door. Just then, 2 passers-by recognized me, stopping at the doorway, staring in shock, then pulling out their phones to take pictures. Isn't that the scum who stole Dr. Blaine's research? Why is he here, and looking like this? He deserves it. Look at his pathetic state. More people online should see this. One of the tourists rushed forward, starting a live stream. I trembled with rage, my eyes wide with fear as more and more people gathered, taking pictures. I felt like I was drowning. When my father and the others returned with Blaine, they found the room empty, with bloodstains on the floor. As they frantically called my phone, the resort manager rushed in, holding a surveillance video. "Mr. Sterling, this is terrible." Ethan was seen crawling towards the beach. He also left a video message. My parents, Chloe and Maya, stared, stunned into silence. Blaine, unable to hide his delight, quickly masked it. "Maya, Uncle Leo, Aunt Clara, Brother Ethan, he's been wronged." Chloe was the first to react, playing the video I had left. Her eyes widened, reddening. The video showed Blaine deliberately injuring himself to frame me, along with his chilling words. My old phone had secretly recorded everything, including the torment I endured after they left. While they watched, Blaine clutched his arm in pain, deliberately picking at his wounds, his face pale, tears welling up. "Mom, Dad, I don't know why I did this today. When I was little, my foster parents abused me, and I developed severe schizophrenia. I wasn't conscious of what happened just now. It's all my fault. I'm a monster. I shouldn't be near Brother Ethan." My mother's reproaches died on her lips. "Blaine, my poor son, you have schizophrenia? It's our fault for not taking care of you when you were little, for letting you suffer all these years." Her eyes filled with pity as she clutched Blaine's hand. My father, Leo, tossed my phone into a nearby waste bin, also looking at Blaine with sorrow. "This can't be blamed on you. Who told Ethan to plagiarize your research, causing public outrage? The online community is just defending you. Ethan is a good-for-nothing. He probably just ran off to the beach somewhere, waiting for us to find him. He's always full of little tricks, not like you. Blaine, you're trustworthy." Chloe pouted, a hint of anger in her voice. How could Ethan be like this? Not at all like a brother. So narrow-minded. Maya, however, looked out at the darkening sea with genuine worry. "We should look for Ethan first. I'm really worried he might do something drastic." Blaine also feigned concern, nodding. "Yes, we have to find brother first. It's getting dark. I'm afraid he might do something foolish." And so, the group began searching the coastline for me. They searched until deep into the night, but found no trace. My mother collapsed onto the sand, her lips trembling as she urged my father to call the police. Blaine, however, grumbled, "I don't know what he's thinking, making our whole family suffer like this. I haven't even blamed him for stealing my achievements, yet he runs away just because of a few taunts. So irresponsible, always making us worry." "Silence, Blaine." Maya snapped, a rare flash of anger in her voice. "Ethan is your brother, after all. It's dark now. Aren't you worried about him at all? What if he really did something desperate?" Chloe's face also turned pale. She trembled, looking at the turbulent waves. "Ethan, he wouldn't actually." The police and firefighters searched the beach for over 2 hours with no results. My parents, utterly distraught, screamed my name into the ocean. Blaine, ever the performer, tried to comfort them. "Mom, Dad, don't be too sad. Maybe Ethan just went somewhere else to play. Didn't he always do that before? Ethan just doesn't care about the family's feelings, so selfish, always making us worry." My father, usually reserved, angrily slapped Blaine. "You bastard. You won't even call him brother anymore? Do you think he jumped into the sea? That you're the only son left in this family?" My mother, tears streaming down her face, looked at Blaine with disappointment. "He's your brother, and his legs can't walk. His fingers haven't even had surgery. How could he go far? We pushed him too hard. Aunt Clara, I didn't mean that. I just think he wouldn't easily commit suicide to evade responsibility for stealing my research." Over the past few days, my parents and my 2 friends had been constantly manipulated by Blaine, subtly and overtly. But I had lived with them for 2 decades. Even if I was a bit stubborn, how could they not truly know me? Although they sometimes felt something was amiss, their guilt over Blaine's supposed suffering prevented them from truly questioning his words. Now, with my disappearance, I was still their biological son. No matter how displeased they were with me, facing potential loss, they would not allow a son only recently found to slander another. My father suddenly roared, "Enough! Ethan isn't like that. I will get to the bottom of this. Uncle Leo, let's go back to the room and see if Ethan left any information. Maybe he just went somewhere else," Maya suggested. She and I had shared a vague affection for years. She knew my habit. Wherever I went, I always left a note or a message. Everyone rushed back to my room, clinging to a final hope. Sure enough, under my pillow, they found a photograph and a crumpled note. He's so stubborn. Just a note saying, "I'm leaving," and then he vanishes. Don't let him trick you all. I think this is just a self-pitying act. My father cut off Blaine's remarks. His legs are like that now. If he left, every step would be excruciating. We pushed him to this point. Even if he's gone, you still won't let him be. The photograph was an old childhood picture of Maya, the one from the night at the nightclub. When I'd saved her and Chloe and brought them home, it had fallen out, and I'd kept it ever since. But the next day, Blaine had complimented Maya, saying she looked adorable as a child. Maya, thinking Blaine had kept it, had blushed. What kind of twisted interest is that? Maya's whole body stiffened. She suddenly walked up to Blaine and slapped him hard across the face. That night, at the nightclub, the one who saved Chloe and me wasn't you. She grabbed the fruit knife nearby, her face furious, and stared at Blaine. Maya, calm down. Ethan is missing now, and we only have Blaine. Can't we talk this through? My mother sobbed, heartbroken, pulling Maya's arm. Maya, unable to hide her disappointment, threw the bracelet Blaine had given her to the ground. She trembled, pointing at him. That night, 3 years ago, Chloe and I were drugged at the nightclub. The one who saved us was Ethan, not you. Blaine, you lied to us. Tell me, were you even at the nightclub that night? You didn't save us at all, did you? Maya, almost hysterical, lunged forward, tearing Blaine's shirt. When his shirt ripped open, revealing his left arm, Chloe and Maya were utterly devastated. There were no knife scars. It wasn't you. And you know what? The person in that photo is me, not you. You just made up that Ethan had some twisted interest. Blaine froze, his eyes wide with panic as he looked at my parents and the two friends. He cried, frantically explaining, "No, it's not. That photo, I kept it in my room. I don't know why it appeared in Ethan's things. The wounds weren't deep, they didn't leave scars. I was momentarily confused, so I didn't clearly see the person in the photo. Don't you all believe me?" Blaine looked at them sorrowfully, then walked towards the door, a hint of disappointment in his voice. "If you don't want to believe me, then what's the point of me staying in this house? After all, I'm just a child who was lost for 20 years and only recently found. It's only natural for you to doubt me." My mother, hearing this, quickly pulled Blaine's hand, weeping as she looked at my father. "We believe you, Blaine. You are our son. This is your home." Chloe and Maya, unable to bear it, nodded. Although doubts lingered in their hearts, with Blaine and my mother saying this, they said nothing further. Over the next few days, my parents called every friend and relative. Chloe and Maya searched every place we had ever been together. But there was no news, no trace. Everyone was at a loss. My mother fell ill, bedridden, clutching my father's hand, her eyes filled with remorse. "Ethan must be disappointed in us. That's why he's hiding. This is our punishment." As everyone despaired, Maya suggested they revisit the nightclub where she and Chloe had been in danger. "There are always coincidences," she said. Maya and Chloe had barely sat down when they saw the very men who had drugged their drinks years ago. Driven by a growing suspicion, Maya stood up and approached them. As they chatted merrily, Maya's keen eyes caught one of them using the same trick, slipping something into her drink. She tightened her grip on the glass, pulled out her phone, and dialed emergency services right in front of them. "Tell me, that night 3 years ago, was it a man with a jade bracelet who saved us?" The men's faces blanched with fright. They had done so many such things over the years, they couldn't remember. Just then, one of them recognized a small mole under Chloe's lip and exclaimed in surprise, "I remember him. That guy beat us senseless. He had a jade bracelet on his wrist." Maya's heart pounded. She stood frozen in shock, then looked at Chloe, her face filled with anguish. Taking advantage of Maya's momentary shock, the men snatched her drink and quickly fled. "Chloe, the one who saved us really was Ethan." Blaine lied to us. Maya cried, tears streaming down her face, as she and Chloe arranged to meet Blaine. In a secluded corner, Chloe placed a tiny recorder. Blaine, tell me, was it really you who saved us at the nightclub that night? Blaine frowned, a hint of annoyance in his voice. I've explained it to you many times. Why don't you believe me? Do you really want me to leave this family before you're satisfied? Chloe said nothing more. She simply played the recording from that day. What else do you have to say? You've lied to us for years. All to make us misunderstand Ethan, so you could secure your place in the Sterling family, even planning to take over their assets. Blaine dropped the pretense entirely, his eyes bloodshot, his composure crumbling as he admitted his actions. So what if I didn't save you? Ethan is gone now. I'm the only son left in the Sterling family. Don't forget, you all played a part in making him an amputee. Maya's fingers trembled with rage. She slapped Blaine hard across the face. Then the research data Ethan supposedly stole from you never existed, did it? In fact, you stole that research data from Ethan, didn't you? Blaine touched his stinging cheek. So what if I did? Maya was utterly devastated. They sent a copy of their video recording to my parents. Another copy, posted online, immediately caused a huge wave of controversy. My inbox, long neglected, suddenly filled with emails. They were from my parents and my 2 friends. At this time, I was living well abroad. The data for conquering incurable diseases had made new breakthroughs based on my original work, and I had filed for a patent. My legs now sported expensive prosthetics. Though still in the rehabilitation phase, every day was filled with hope. My fingers had also healed. Seeing their emails, I had no intention of opening them, but I couldn't resist clicking on my mother's. The letter stated that her health had severely deteriorated. They had also learned Blaine's true colors. Unable to entirely harden my heart, I decided to return home. When I stepped into the Sterling family home once more, Chloe, Maya, and my parents were utterly surprised, their eyes filled with guilt. The room fell into an awkward silence. Chloe wiped away tears, approached me, wanting to take my hand, but I pulled away. I'm so sorry, Ethan. I was so foolish, so easily swayed by Blaine's lies. I failed you. Please, don't leave us. Maya also burst into tears, looking pained at my prosthetic legs. Ethan, we missed you so much while you were gone. It's all our fault. Blaine has received his just punishment. All his awards and titles have been revoked. He can't cause any more trouble in the Sterling family. My mother, lying on her sickbed, was helped up by my father. Her face was pale, her voice weak and choked with emotion. My son, your father and I failed you. We raised you for 20+ years, yet we chose to believe someone who had only returned for a few years. We wronged you. Can you come back home so we can make amends? I shook my head, my face calm, my heart unruffled. Mom, Dad, that's precisely why I feel I can't come back. I can't trust that you also have such biases and exceptions. From childhood, I always thought everything was for me, but I never imagined you would so easily transfer it to someone else. Perhaps, from childhood to adulthood, you never truly loved me. Hearing my words, my mother covered her face and sobbed. Ethan, Blaine has been stripped of all his positions. The heir to your father's company will always be you. Can you come home to your mother? She misses you terribly. Yes, Ethan, Chloe pleaded, her eyes swimming with tears, her body trembling. Uncle Leo and Aunt Clara miss you very much, and Blaine has received his just punishment. Your sudden disappearance truly worried us. Can you give us a chance to make it up to you? So, where is he now? I asked. Just as I finished speaking, Blaine staggered into the room, falling to his knees before my father. Dad? I was momentarily confused. I made a mistake. Brother, can you forgive me just this once? I only did it because I was so scared. I desperately wanted your recognition. I was a child lost for 20 years, only just returned to my parents' arms. Do you understand that feeling? I was truly terrified, afraid of being abandoned a second time. I looked coldly at Blaine, kneeling on the floor, and couldn't help but let out a bitter laugh. Blaine, this act of yours might fool everyone else, but it doesn't fool me. I never imagined my family could be so completely upended by an outsider like you. Maya gasped, grasping the crucial point. Ethan, how can Blaine be an outsider? I offered no further explanation. Instead, I directly played a recording of a conversation between Blaine's actual biological parents. The recording revealed two voices, rough and calculating. Our Blaine's got potential now, becoming a rich young master, and we get to benefit. Lucky we picked up that kid all those years ago. Too bad he starved to death a few days later. The only valuable thing on him was that gold locket. Never thought it'd be so useful. Good thing we didn't sell it back then. This recording had been secretly obtained from a discreet gambling den. After hearing it, my parents, Chloe, and Maya were utterly speechless, frozen in place. Blaine, kneeling on the floor, was completely undone. No, Mom, Dad, don't let him trick you. I'm your real son. He just wants you to kick me out of the Sterling family. Don't believe him. Whether you're our real son, a DNA test will confirm. My father, chest heaving with rage, pushed Blaine to the ground. Well done, Blaine. I never thought you were the trickster all along. Once the DNA results are in, you'll go straight to jail. Blaine, terrified by my father's words, fell backward, his face ashen. My mother, overcome with anger, fainted. The whole house immediately descended into chaos. The DNA test results came back. Blaine was confirmed not to be my twin brother. The moment everyone saw the report, they were stunned into silence. My father had Blaine imprisoned. My mother, after being discharged from the hospital, never spoke again, sitting silently by the window each day, gazing at the flowers and plants she had cultivated. Chloe and Maya never sought me out again. They publicly confessed their wrongdoing online and endured a relentless assault from online users. My father's hair turned white overnight. After transferring all family assets into my name, he spent his days at home, either with my mother, tending to the garden, or traveling. Everything had settled, but I felt no joy. I only hoped that one day, I would find someone who trusted me, completely, utterly, and without reservation.